All right, folks, welcome back to the Night's Watch. I'm Jacob.
I'm Alex.
And guys, been a slow period. Last weekend we went up to Tahoe.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the night monsters.
Had a blast.
Yeah, luckily nothing really happened that weekend.
Yeah, right.
It was pretty slow news week. So
nothing important happened, right? While we were in the middle of drinking like 3 beers on a,
Well, we were a little nervous about skipping a week of the show, like in the playoff push, but nothing of note really went down. So
no, right? Like nothing really important happened at all, right?
Not at all.
Nothing completely team changing or franchise defining moment, right?
No. I mean, the Monsters lost, unfortunately, but it was a good game.
It was a great game.
It was physical, scrappy.
And then we woke up
Tahoe is beautiful.
Beautiful, right? And we
I don't know if you guys haven't been, that was our first time going.
Beautiful.
Do recommend.
I highly recommend the place we hung out after the game, Noel's Apothecary.
Cool bar. Live music.
And then the next morning, great fucking coffee.
Yeah.
You guys were getting to sleep until like fucking noon. But
me and Tyler were zonked out. But and then that brewery, Base Camp.
And that
actually
beer garden.
Base Camp was on the side of the building, but the actual brewery is called North of South.
Yeah, that beers were great. That little hangout area.
Good. Got pretzels. Great. The smell of pine trees, crystal clear blue water,
super calm beach,
snow, clouds. There's like a little outdoor ice skating rink. Like
wonderful. But there's no other interruptions, right? About team news on that Sunday. There's nothing that came up, right?
Matter of fact, I think we're about ready to wrap this episode up.
Oh, yeah,
kind of caught
quick,
up. So.
2 minutes, nothing happened.
Yeah, no. Just kidding. So as we were hungover and eating our brunch. And drinking more drinks.
We were sitting there at that Mexican restaurant. I was fucking halfway through like a massive burrito.
That burrito was like the size of a baby.
Yeah, I was struggling through
as soon as I saw it, I wanted to be like, Alex, you don't have a gallbladder. You can't eat like this anymore.
Immediately within 15 minutes, I was in pain.
Yeah,
but we're all eating. We started
drinking.
You had a margarita.
Mexican beers and margaritas and. Getting the vibe back. It's a nice, beautiful, warm day.
Beautiful day.
Was beating.
Music was playing.
I would say beautiful girl playing live music. We kept
wonderful day.
We kept making eye contact, and she smiled at me.
And then I spilled water out of your mouth.
Water all over myself. I was like, "All right, guys, let's go. Time to go.
I need to leave.
Let's go to the lake."
But we were in the middle of eating. I legit thought it was a joke. Like I thought you were fucking with us.
I just looked down at my phone.
I thought you were fucking screwing with us.
Looked down at my phone. Saw. I think it was Jeremy or. I think it was Lance. I don't know what I saw, but I was like, Bruce Cassidy just got fired.
Tyler and I did not believe you. I thought we both thought you were fucking with us. And
I think I said it in one breath. I was like, and you both looked up. You're like, what? And I was like, Bruce Cassidy just got fired. He's been replaced by John Tortorella. And then we just kind of sat there in silence for 10 seconds.
We both desperately started
what?
Going on the internet and sure as shit, Cassidy got fired, out of the blue. And then
was it out of the blue though?
No, because it was out of the blue for us. At that moment, it was out of the blue. But then you were reading into it. This was something that was coming for a while now. They almost fired him over in the off season.
Yeah, that
right.
Yeah,
that was that big thing that came up after, right?
Yeah, it was. Well, let's keep it immediate. So, if you think about it, the fact that our last 2 episodes were both. 2 episodes that were separated by weeks,
and they were just these.
They were both
horrific. They were English
both crash out episodes where the titles were used. Were I was literally trying to. I'm like, what's going to be the title of the next one? And I literally Googled literary quotes about despair because that's how ready I was for this thing to keep
just
going.
Keep going. How sad it was, right?
So and then just getting to the. Here's my take on this as a Golden Knights fan. I think this was very reactionary.
Yes.
I think this is a huge gamble, a massive gamble. I understand why it happened because as we've been venting about, the play from the team has just been completely unacceptable and you pass the trade deadline, you can't really do much.
Right.
This is kind of the last thing because it's not just the fact that you fire Cassidy, who is a top 5 coach in the league.
Easy.
And
no.
Who brought a cup to this city.
Yeah.
It's also when you do it. Because it was what, like 8 games, 9 games left.
8 games left in the season.
That's insane, dude. That is fucking insane.
Absolutely insane.
And
the last time this happened was in, I think, 2002 or 2003 when Lou Lamoriello fired at the time the head coach of Jersey, and that same team went on to win the cup. Yeah,
and McCrimmon and McPhee are like disciples of fucking Lamoriello, pretty much. So, I'm not saying it's like, I don't think either of them were thinking like, oh well, it's gonna
lead to a cup,
it'll obviously work again.
I do think Cassidy was wearing that
yeah.
If he didn't get fired before the end of the season, we would have a new coach this offseason. I truly,
if things continued the way they looked like they were going to continue, either missing the playoffs or losing in the first round, at that point, if July 1 we see a tweet, Bruce Cassidy, I'm like, okay, I get it. I don't like it, but I get it.
I get it. Yeah, no, I mean it's like first reaction was like, holy shit, are we like the dumbest fucking?
Well, and I think that's valid because I mean, let's be real.
He's a good coach. He's a good coach. Like,
he's a great coach.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real. He's one of the best coaches in the league.
There's playoff teams that are going to go in the playoffs with bad coaches.
Yeah.
Right.
How do you think we beat Minnesota last year?
Yeah.
We beat Minnesota last year because of the coaching edge.
Pittsburgh's unironically going into the playoffs with a brand new coach that's probably going to get outcoached pretty quickly, right?
Yeah.
But it's surprising because he's good, right? He's been a coach. He's been a head coach of a team for a really long time. He's coached really good teams. He's known as a hard ass, but like in a good way. And, at least to me and you, I feel like we've both really liked Bruce Cassidy as a head coach in general, right?
Well, because I think we both kind of have an agreement that you need a hard ass sometimes.
Oh, absolutely.
Honestly, I feel like that's why we won the cup, was because we were at a point where this franchise was so spoiled and soft that you needed a guy like Cassidy to come in and fucking whip him into shape, more or less.
But then it gets to a point where the messaging wears thin, right?
You can only do that for so long. And
I think what really...
It's such a cliche, the whole oh, well, sometimes you just need a new voice. But it doesn't feel like he was an old coach, but he was one of the longest tenured coaches. That's just the reality.
It's legit.
Most coaches, they only last 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, it's legit him, John Cooper, Jared Bednar. I don't know who after that, right?
Literally, I saw the list and it was someone that shocked me because in my mind,
Andre Cherney.
Yeah, and then I think number 5 was Spencer Carberry.
Yeah,
I was like, that's insane. Yeah. I still think of Carberry as a new coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, legit. Yeah,
so it's shocking, but at the same time, I think the main shock for me was when it happened.
Just so randomly on a Sunday, right?
So not even that, just so late in the season.
Usually
usually if a team, and if anything, what it really shows to me is that I don't think management took this decision lightly.
It's been brewing, so it happens, right? And you have your immediate reaction holy shit, Jesus, wow, incredible. It's insane. We sat there for what, 15 minutes, just kind of in silence of what the fuck just happened.
Like we said, we were in the middle of our little brunch in Tahoe. Then I was like, damn, I feel like someone in the family just died.
No, legitimately, yeah. It's just such a bomb to drop, and then you kind of think about it a little bit, well, I kind of get it. The messaging was wearing thin. He wasn't really doing anything. It just wasn't going anywhere.
It wasn't, but let's be real and okay, as we record this, we just beat the Oilers. That's 3 wins in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I want to temper that a little bit. Okay, 2 of those wins were against
Calgary
and Vancouver.
Hey, Calgary just beat Anaheim, and then Vancouver beat Colorado.
Yeah, but
but it's a late in the season win.
Colorado doesn't give a fuck. And
Calgary, I mean,
and Anaheim's a young team that was bound to choke anyway.
Yeah.
I just want to temper expectations. And then even tonight,
beat an Edmonton team without
Edmonton and Edmonton
without
no
Hyman and Draisaitl.
Yeah, like let's
temper it a little bit.
Exactly. But yeah, this is like I said, a huge risk, huge gamble.
Mm-hmm.
It does kind of feel like basically McCrimmon is hoping like, oh, we're gonna get the classic new coach bump, and we're just gonna ride that into the playoffs. And like McCrimmon said, Tortorella said, he's like, we're not changing anything. Like, we're not putting a new system in place. Like, it's too late to do that. Like,
with the
basically all they're doing is running Cassidy's system and hoping that like hoping that Tortorella like gives them the vibes. Like,
but that's the thing with firing Cassidy. Your best hope is the team latching on to Tortorella. And despite all the shit Tortorella gets, he's a good coach.
He is a good coach.
He really gets his players. He can get his guys going.
Well, I told you guys at the brunch table, I was like, I feel like God is testing me for defending Tortorella online so many times. Like, oh, you want to defend Tortorella? Well,
he's your coach now. Good
guess
luck.
What? Now he's coaching your team. I'm like, fuck.
And so obviously he gets hired, right? But he's only hired through the last 8 games of the season plus any playoff games, right? But
if we lose in the first or second round, like I don't think he's coming back. Like,
no, I could totally see, like you said, Ryan Craig getting promoted because he's had such a turnaround with Henderson, which we'll get to. Important shit about Henderson. But yeah, it was a shocking kind of deal. I'm like, okay, you don't get it at first, but then you kind of get it, and then.
Like, does this not just feel like the panic move of all panic moves?
Yeah, because it was either, for me at least, it was either Kelly fires Cassidy and figures out, or Kelly gets fired in the offseason.
That's kind of what it felt like, because
this is his last-ditch effort of do something.
Well, because how many times have we talked about this team when we talked about roster construction?
Mm-hmm.
That being said, Rasmus Andersson suddenly looks like the best defenseman on the team.
Yeah.
So, what do we know?
Maybe it was a Cassidy issue. Maybe.
I don't even think it was, because like he was starting to heat up those last few games with Cassidy. I think it was just like a manner
time. Yeah.
And like I said, it's the same system. I think it was just a manner of just like getting to know like what to do and how to play the system.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
I will say on a personal level, very, very bummed. I really liked Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked his press conferences, man. Like, he would take time to answer every question patiently, even if it was a bad loss, even if he was grumpy, he would give a thorough answer. And, like, I honestly feel like I learned a lot just by listening to him talk. Like, how to think about the game. Like, he is such a great, like, tactical mind, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's where he really what's the word? He really excels on the tactical and X's and O's, and like I would even say the mindset. Like, he's a hard, like obviously apparently he's a hard ass, like, but like sometimes you need that. And I still remember his first year, his whole mantra, and like what really seemed to get the team to buy in was the whole idea of like building your game. Like, don't let bad habits creep in. Like, yeah, it's January, but start building your game now, so when playoffs roll around, you're ready and those good habits are in place.
But that's also the problem of like looking at the team as it was when he was fired. The team was full of bad habits.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Well, and it's kind of like, and that's why I can understand why people say like, oh, well, it wears thin. It's like, yeah, that might work for like 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, but like I can see that being exhausting. Of like, well, it's December, build your game now. It's like, well, it's fucking December. I don't want to build my game right now.
Exactly, and I'm tired. I played in the Olympics. Like, give me a break, right? It was shocking, and then we were mentioning it. Then you kind of start reading as it comes out.
Yeah, so the whole Friedman report about how this has been brewing for like a year.
Yep.
Because apparently, as Friedman phrased it, during the Edmonton series between, I think, games 4 and 5, or maybe 3 and 4, he had some quote-unquote really tough meetings with the players. And again, that's the thing where I'm like, I don't blame him, because do you remember how rancid the energy was in that series?
Oh, yeah, it was awful, right?
We were,
yeah.
How angry we were at the complete fucking lack of pushback against Edmonton. And
no, I remember
fucking bullied. Like,
I vividly remember it. Like, the way we the way we were able to beat Minnesota and come out on top in that series and then just completely just fucking tank against Edmonton.
Well, honestly, I felt like we looked like shit in the Minnesota series. Like, we won in 6, but like the first like 3 games were fucking awful. Like,
yeah, and then and just have that energy, like just non-energy going into Edmonton. Like, yeah. And then you read more about like the series, and then the end of season meetings. Like, there was multiple players who were like, yeah, I just did not like how he handled the room.
Apparently a lot of players like specifically said at their end of year meetings, they basically just complained. They complained about Cassidy and how he handled things, and said they didn't appreciate it. And it just kind of seems, and you can kind of see it this whole entire year. It just felt like some of those relationships were kind of fractured beyond repair.
Oh, totally. Like, you could see, like, it didn't feel like Stone was ever like really.
Well, that's the thing though. Like, the first half of the year, him and Eichel were like
clicking.
It looked like they were going to set fucking records. How fucking much they were buzzing. And I'm still. That's another report that came out that he's like just powering through multiple injuries and
Stone. Yeah. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there was multiple complaints from your star player. It doesn't say exactly who said it, right? Like, if Brandon Saad said it, I'm like, go fuck yourself, Brandon Saad. Yeah. Like, you're not even on this team right now. No one gives a shit about Brandon Saad. But clearly, this came from a leadership position, multiple leadership position within the locker room, right? To where it happens all the time. Like, look at Edmonton. McDavid wasn't happy with fucking Randall from recess. Yeah. And they got a new coach, and even then, like, even Knoblauch's jobs might be on the line if they don't make it. They don't win a cup this year, right? And it wears thin pretty quick. Like you said, like, there's only a handful of guys that have really been on their team for multiple years. There's talks before the season started about Jared Bednar getting fired, right?
Yeah.
About John Cooper getting fired.
Once a year, McKinnon melts down on Bednar on the bench, and it becomes like a visible controversy.
Right. And so, obviously, they jumped, in the offseason, there was talks about firing, but the, upper management was like, no, we'll hang on. We'll see how it goes. Do you think, I have a question for you. Obviously, Torts is the head coach right now. Do you think if in the offseason, before the season started, after the Mitch Marner, acquirement, after all the trades we did, like bring out Lozon and insistence, after all that, right before the season started, do you think this season would be panning out any different if they fired Cassidy before the season started? And they brought on, let's say, they just brought on Torts. They brought on Tortorella. Do you think the season would be any different right now?
I don't think it would be that different, to be honest. Like, maybe a little bit, because, like...
Maybe a couple more points.
You always kind of get that new coach bump, and, like... It's hard to say, because I feel like the last few years, like, the pattern of the team has kind of been, like... Cassidy's system is so fucking, like, flawless that, like... The beginning of the year, when other teams are still kind of getting their shit together, we just kind of steamroll through them.
Right.
And then as they tighten up, we kind of slow down, and then we kind of readjust and then attack playoffs. I think maybe the mindset would have been better, just a little bit more energy. But honestly, like, and maybe I'll look like an idiot 2 weeks from now, but, like, I'm going to kind of stick to my guns in the sense I'm like, no, I just think, like, this roster is just, like, poorly constructed and, like...
Yeah, that's what I want to lead into is, like, yeah, right, you bring in Marner.
Like, Tortorella is a great coach. I'm like, he's not going to... He can't make Mark Stone skate faster.
Right.
He can't make fucking...
He can't make Carter Hart or make...
or Hill, like, make an extra save.
Yeah, make an extra one or save or two, right? Like,
he can't make fucking, whoever, like, not... fan on a fucking shot. Like,
right, totally.
Like, because if anything, the metrics really back up the fact, like, yeah, this was still a very well coached team. They just they weren't finishing and they weren't getting saves. That's PDO, baby.
Yep,
that's the quote unquote luck statistic.
Because we looked at it, like, all the underlying metrics, right? Expected goals for, expected goals against, like, all these underlying metrics. The Golden Knights were a top 3 team in all of them, and then on the ice just wasn't happening. So that means the players weren't executing.
It's not like they were like, oh, like they're playing this loose, unstructured hockey, poorly coached, like, no, they were playing very tight. It was just like it's, and even the first game against Vancouver, like it wasn't looking great. And I was like, oh my, I kept making this post. I'm like, oh my God, you're telling me that changing the coach didn't like fix the shooting percentage or fix the save percentage? What? Like,
yeah. Granted, we've won 3 in a row, but like you said, it was against Vancouver, Calgary, and then Edmonton missing 2 of their best players, right?
Yeah.
So there's some give or take there, but
and to be clear, I'm not being like a complete sourpuss in the like. Oh,
I think the team has looked. The team has looked better. In argument, teams look better, right?
I do like kind of the philosophy that Torts is bringing, the whole play faster, play north. But that's the exact same thing that Cassie was saying. It really is just as simple as like.
I think it's just like switch the voice, right? It's just so much.
Switch the voice, but this is where I get frustrated. I'm like, okay, these grown ass millionaires.
Yeah.
They were pouting and they almost threw the season away because they were pouting.
Yeah.
And then now they make this change and like, okay, now I feel like it. I didn't feel like it earlier, but now I feel like it.
The one big thing I like about Torts is that he's not afraid to just blend the lineup at any given time.
That is something that I agree with. He doesn't just do it randomly either. Like
he'll strategically do it. Yeah.
Like ozone face off. Okay, let me load up and put Eichel and Marner and Stone out together, or even like load up defensive. Like D zone draw. Let me throw a Barbashev on the fourth line and just get some big fast bodies and clear the puck quickly. You know, I do like that. I like what he's preaching and what he's emphasizing. I like. People are going to roll their eyes at this, but like I think what Torts seems to excel at is like just like being a personality guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like he just has an emotional intelligence about him and a way of connecting to people. And that's not a shot at Cassidy, but like some people are just more personable than others, you know what I mean? Like I think he really excels at that and like just kind of connecting to people in the room and like bringing something out of them. It's not that he's preaching a different message, it's just who he is as a person,
right?
And that, and then the like you said, the aggressive bench management.
Yeah,
it works. Like, why weren't we doing that earlier? Like, ozone face off, put out Eichel, Marner, Stone, Theo, Anderson. Just throw all your offensive guys out there. What's the worst that can happen? Yeah, well, actually, we saw that tonight. With what's the worst that can happen? Ozone draw, fucking. McDavid comes the other way, gets a shot on goal with 2 seconds left. So that can go wrong.
It can, right?
But at the same time, here's a quote from Torts that I really appreciated after the first game. He basically said, like, listen, guys, like, mistakes are always going to happen. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. He's like, but I want your mistakes to come from being aggressive, not from being hesitant and, like, tripping over yourself.
Right.
I completely agree with that philosophy.
Yeah. Yeah, so, like, with that change, I'm like, obviously we didn't like it, but at least you didn't go and hire some dog shit coach and somebody awful, right? At least you brought on Tortorella, who's been experienced, and the team is kind of latching on to the.
At least they didn't do what like Edmonton or Vancouver did. Like, we hired Eichel's like junior coach that has never coached in the NHL.
Right, exactly. We hired Adam Foote.
We hired fucking. Well, I guess it's worked out with Knobloch, but
right. Okay, congratulations. You don't need much of a coach to fucking, coach the 2 best hockey players in the world, right? But they've won 3 in a row. They play Vancouver on Monday.
I will say that was we're questioning the timing. Pretty genius by Kelly. Switch the coach right before the easiest stretch of the schedule.
Yeah, it's true.
Let Bruce fall on the sword during the hard parts, and then as soon as it gets easy, fire him and put a new guy in, and then suddenly
he looks great.
Suddenly it looks like he fixed the team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see it. I mean, I really think this was a McCrimmon save his job, lob, right? Like,
easily.
If we get eliminated again in the first round,
Very likely because we'll be playing. Who knows? Because Anaheim has kind of fallen apart.
Anaheim's lost 5 in a row, man.
That's insane. And then Edmonton won 5 in a row until
we lost tonight.
We won 3 in a row. So suddenly it's all up in the air again. But if we do,
we're only a point behind both of them.
If we do play Edmonton again in the first round, and they have
solid chance,
Draisaitl and
solid
Hyman,
chance we lose in the first.
I would say like more than a solid. Like not only do I think we would lose, I think we would lose in 5 again.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, so obviously with the head coaching stains, but like we've talked about so many times, it boils down to roster construction. Like yeah, people are like, oh, like Tortorella's doing this with like the roster that was constructed before. I'm like, yeah, because they're getting a little bump to play with this new head coach. They want to play well, but you still have a flawed roster, right? You still have a team that, to start the offseason, had Zach Whitecloud and Nick Hague as a bottom pairing defense pair. And Nick Hague, you could have paid $5 million for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It still just feels like we have too many. And again, Rasmus Anderson's been fucking awesome the last 2 weeks. I want to give him his flowers.
We were negative about him, but he's been playing great.
But again, let's be fair. We were being negative about him because he fucking sucks.
He was awful.
He sucked for like 6 weeks.
Yeah, he in the last few games he's been really, really good defensively and great offensively.
Yeah. So, granted, he's looking great, and that's kind of been one of the main difference makers. Mm-hmm. I'm still not completely sold in the sense. I'm like, I look at this roster. I'm like, there's too many offensive defensemen. One of our best defensive defensemen is 35 years old.
Mm-hmm.
We still have a lot of passers and not a lot of shooters.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like Hart had a solid game tonight. Frankly, I still don't have any faith in him or Hill or Schmid.
Yeah.
And like I mean, I have faith in Hill long term in the sense where I'm like, yeah, he's a good goalie and he can get it back, but like as we said last time, we're running out of runway.
No, we are. Yeah.
You need to get hot like now. Get hot now. And even that first game with Hart,
he wasn't very good against Calgary.
No. And that was one of the worst teams in the league, and yeah. I was getting driven a little crazy because I kept seeing all these comments online. Oh, Hart's looking good. Oh, 5-on-3, good looks for Hart. And I'm like, what are you referring to? Are you referring to the 3 times that he slid 5 feet out of his fucking crease and got bailed out by his defenseman scrambling for him?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a good sign of goaltending, Alex?
No.
And yeah, like I said, he give him credit. He looked solid tonight.
Yes.
But even then, I'm like, was he the difference maker? I'm like, he had a handful of good saves. Like, to me,
the difference maker was how good the offense was. Yeah.
Here's how I would phrase it. I think Aiden Hill would have had the exact same game if you put him in there.
Yeah.
Because to me, the difference is that the team is actually playing north, playing hard, competing, fucking hunting pucks, battling for pucks, all the shit that they weren't doing all fucking year long.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree.
Like,
I totally agree.
It's like when fucking the Zamboni driver fucking played for fucking Carolina. I'm like, oh my god, he beat the Maple Leafs. I'm like, no, he didn't. The fucking
team in front of him did.
The suffocating Carolina forecheck beat the Maple Leafs.
Exactly.
But we all just zero in on the goalie because it's fucking funny and trendy. Like, I don't know.
Speaking of, the Toronto Maple Leafs got eliminated on the night that Mitch Marner had a hat trick.
He had a 5-point night.
5-point night, and Toronto died a quiet death.
Alex, Bob. It's a day late, but happy Leafs elimination day.
Happy 2 days late. Happy Leafs elimination day.
To all who celebrate.
I do. Every day.
Which is all 31 other teams, I think, celebrate that day.
And, speaking of that, Mitch Marner, all those jokes online, like, oh, Mitch Marner's,
oh, he's going to hate Torts.
He's going to hate Torts. He's afraid to play
his boots. Thinking about, I didn't understand that because I'm like
Tortorella loves a guy like Mitch Marner, a guy that can play 2 ways and is hardworking.
Exactly. I was like, Mitch Marner is one of the best defensive players in the league. He blocks shots. He kills penalties.
It's the Toronto media that he doesn't play hard.
He's the template of like
a Tortorella player.
Yeah. I truly did not understand that because I'm like, are you kidding me? He's going to fucking thrive. And guess what? He has thrived so far.
He's had like, what, 6 or 7 points in 2 games. And he's been insane.
Yeah. It's... I didn't get. And that's one of those things where you see fans online talking about it. And I'm like, you're telling on yourself that you don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, right, the guys, everybody's looked good.
Well, why was his hair dry in Game 6? Tell me that, Alex. Why was Marner's hair dry in Game 6? He wasn't trying very hard, was he?
Yeah, he was trying just as hard as fucking William Nylander, right? Giving up a odd man rush in an overtime and a 7-6 overtime loss to L.A. Unbelievable.
All I know is they traded Mitch Marner. Immediately, they missed the playoffs by a mile. They fired their GM, and now there just seems to be a general existential crisis on whether they should rebuild or not.
Well, how are you going to charge a kid $1,000 to wave the flag at center ice? No, it wasn't 1,000. It was like 980 something.
Yeah, give them some credit, Alex.
Something cents.
They wouldn't do a full 1,000.
It's like a very specific, weird number.
Yeah.
Or charge somebody $60 something to wind the horn.
Alex, they're not here to sell jerseys. Okay, they're not here to sell jerseys. They're here to sell flag waving time.
Flag waving time.
Horn cranking time.
Unbelievable. But I mean, yeah, back on to Marner. Marner's looked great. Barbashev's looked great. Like, everybody's looked better, right? Marginally, but
my only thing is, like, yeah, I get it. This is like a known psychological effect of changing coaches, and frankly, Tortorella is probably the perfect guy to bring in that situation, like, emotionally.
I mean, look at LA. LA's looked a shit ton better with Ken and Jim Hiller, right?
See, to me, I almost feel like that was like the opposite in the sense. I'm like, yeah, it's because Jim Hiller was just like,
oh, he's
shit,
bad.
Like,
yeah, he's an actual bad coach.
Tactically, but it does feel like we kind of threw away a huge asset for a short term fix.
Yeah, I can see that.
And because part of me is kind of like, oh, well, he kind of battled with guys in the room. I'm like, well, let's be real. Stone's probably going to retire. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, this core is like 35 years old. Like, doesn't matter.
There's that story from who was it? It was you sent it. It was can't remember who it was, but it was like Stone might end up on
Nick Kyprios.
Yeah, he's connected. He might end up on SELTIR next year, just based on injuries and
basically just said battling through multiple
how's
injuries.
Body's operating.
And, like, he's looked better lately, so maybe it's bullshit. Maybe it's just the classic, like, oh, let's speculate on Mark Stone's health. That's everyone's favorite thing to do. Frankly, validly so.
Oh yeah, totally.
But at the same time, like, if it's like, if it's June 25th and suddenly Freeman's like, oh, I'm hearing that Stone's done.
I could see it.
Would I be shocked? No,
not at all. I mean, there's a world where in the next, I mean, we'll get to it obviously once we get further down, through playoffs and everything, wherever we land, and who we should re-sign and everything. But there's a lot of bodies on this team that can age out pretty quickly.
I saw this somewhere, but I think we're the third oldest team in the league.
Not great. But also not bad for playoffs, right? Like, you want a team that's got veteran presence, but you also need some speed. But we won 3 games in a row.
That's the positive. Let's
We've only got 5 games left, right? We are,
and as mentioned, with Kelly's perfect timing, we could possibly run the table. Not the Colorado game, but I think our next game's against Seattle. We have 2 games against Seattle.
Next game is against Vancouver in Vancouver.
Okay, so we have a game against Vancouver. We have 2 against Seattle. I'm like, okay, we're like,
and then 1 against Colorado.
Yeah, the Colorado one's the only one.
Is that it? 2 Seattle, 1 Colorado, 1 Vancouver. Do we play Calgary one more time? I think we play Calgary one more time in Calgary. It's Edmonton, Vancouver, Calgary, Colorado, and then do we do a 1-1 against Seattle? Something like that?
So Vancouver, Seattle, Colorado, Winnipeg, Seattle.
Winnipeg. Got it.
So frankly, those are all very winnable except for Colorado, which who knows?
You might be winnable. Vancouver beat them like what, 7-.
We could conceivably end the season on an 8-game winning streak.
That's what you want. You could conceivably finish first place in the Pacific just out of fucking pure luck.
Yeah. Is that going to translate to playoffs? I don't know.
Who knows, right?
But yeah, point being, schedule's kind of softening up for the rest of the way. That's good. You can rest guys if you have to.
Right.
You know, one thing we haven't talked about, everyone's starting to, we had some pretty serious slumps. They're starting to get busted. Marner's exploding right now. Eichel had 3 assists tonight. Howie scored 2 in a row. I think Barbashev scored.
Eichel had like 3 or 4 assists tonight.
Yeah. Tomas Hertl, man, is in a serious fucking slump.
He has been invisible.
It's a shame because I'm already seeing the discourse of like, is he the most disappointing player this year? I'm like, I don't want to go that far because before the Olympic break, he was probably our most consistent producer. He had an awful Olympics for Czechia.
He did.
I mean, to be fair, the whole team was pretty fucking awful. And he just hasn't recovered. I don't know if he's playing through injury. I don't know if he has the fucking yips.
Yeah.
But damn, man, like
he does not look like Tomas Hertl of old.
If we play Edmonton in the first round, we're gonna need all hands on deck, and like he needs to figure it out.
Yeah, because unironically, he could end up being like the 4C just based on like not playing well, right?
Yeah.
He's
the one. I feel like they're already using Dowd in more important situations because they use him as a shutdown.
Yeah, he's the one guy that you look through the lineup. He's the one guy that has not shown up in these 3 games, right?
Offensively,
yeah. He's there as a body.
It's not like when Cody Eakin was on the team. Like,
this guy's
a black hole. But like, he is not getting points, and that's
offensively.
Like, really, it's going on too long to not talk about it. You know,
I looked this up the other day, just like looking at stats. He's got like a double digit minus.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that was awful. Holy shit!
Heard that. Heard that.
Whoops!
That's staying in. Sorry guys, Alex is drinking a Chinese beer.
Whoops! Yeah, they're gonna fucking drain my fucking brain for information. But yeah, I mean Tomas Hertl is good, but like he's just not since the Olympics. You know how you talk about Olympic boost, right? Mitch Marner's gotten that totally.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like our whole team was the opposite of Olympic boost. Like Eichel shat the bed, Stone shat the bed, fucking
Marner's been Marner, right?
Marner. Even then, he was like, he wasn't bad enough to like talk about, but like he wasn't quite exploded. Now he's exploding, but like fucking
Hertl's been bad. Like just,
I don't think he has a point since the fucking Olympics.
I think so. I think you're right. It's not been good for him, right? And
it sucks because like he's just like
such a good guy,
he's
such a good player.
He's the template of the kind of player that you need in the playoffs. You know, big, heavy puck possession, strong.
That's the thing. Like he
dirty net front shots.
Watching the game today, like his line looked good together. It just never connected, right?
And Tortorella even made a point to say in his post game presser, he said it's like our third line played some really important minutes tonight, and they had some really good shifts, and they look good. But
then again, you could roll that third line out and let them have puck possession in the offense. Maybe they don't score, but they're taking time away from the other team's top lines, right?
Was Howden on that line tonight?
No, it was Hertl. It was Hertl, Smith, and Sissons. Which, as a good group of guys, just to keep pucks in the offensive zone. Because Howden played most of the game with Eichel or Marner, I think.
Yeah, because Eichel set him up for his first goal, and then Howden and Eichel got assists on Lauzon's goal.
Yeah,
2.9 for Howden. But
great night for Howden.
Yeah, nothing for Tommy.
He needs to be better, but if you're saying, hey, this one guy needs to be better, it's not too bad.
It's better than 2 weeks ago when we're like the whole fucking team needs to be better.
Exactly. I mean, the defenses look better. Everybody on the defenses looked a lot better. Still, Korzak's kind of just like a body.
Yeah.
He exists.
Hey, you know who had a big goal tonight?
Jeremy Lauzon.
Jeremy Lauzon.
Jeremy Lauzon.
French bastard.
Oh, man, that was a beautiful goal, too. It was a nice wrister and great setup by Eichel.
Love it.
And that stat was like 8-0-3 or something like that when Lauzon has a point. some dumb stat.
He's the kind of guy that you rally around.
And then tonight was his first multi-point night, I think. He had an assist on another goal. So, I mean, obviously we're going to roll into Vancouver on, I think, Monday, right?
Yeah, and, like, I usually try to have some humility. Like, let's be real. We're all expecting a victory.
I hope. I mean, I'm sure
hoping for it.
I'm sure Colorado was expecting a victory, and then it was a fucking 7-6 or 8-6 fucking game. Like,
I will say, I think we're kind of in opposite situations where like Colorado started off so impossibly hot that like I think it camouflaged a lot of their issues, and now they're just kind of like they were coasting, and now it's falling apart. It was the opposite for us. We've been fucking scratching and clawing the whole season, and now that we finally have momentum, hopefully they'll be motivated to keep it going. But at the same time, as we've criticized many times before, this team's mindset is so fragile.
It is.
And like as soon as they get a taste of success, they start fucking sleepwalking.
But I do like that it's been, through these 3 games, obviously, you kind of squeak by Vancouver. You win 6-3 against Calgary, and then tonight 5-1. It's the opposite of like, you get comfortable and you're just like, you're just winning. They've been pushing more and more just to clear out the win. Like tonight, they were up 3-1, and you're like, okay, Edmonton might have a chance to push back in this third period, and they score that 4th goal early on in that third period. I'm like, oh yeah, there you go. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, you're like, okay, that's game.
Yeah, and then, frankly, if I'm Colorado, I'd be absolutely fucking pissed out of my mind if they had to see the Sharks in the first round.
Oh yeah,
I'd be just like, that's a team. Maybe the goaltending's not good, but that's a lot of speed.
They got a lot of spunk.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, VGK's on the right track. Haven't clinched yet. Getting close. Pacific's really tight. But you know who has clinched as of tonight?
Pray tell.
The Henderson Silver Knights have beaten. They beat the Roadrunners 2 games in a row in exciting fashion.
Well, it's funny because I remember Friday morning texting you. I'm like, I think if we beat Tucson twice, we're in. Well, lo and behold.
I was at the game. I wasn't at the game tonight, but I was at the game last night on Friday. And it was a very tightly played game. Not a lot of penalties called. Some, whistles. Some penalties should have been called. Fleming, Water Street Joe beat the dog shit out of a guy.
Didn't you say that Lazinski got interfered with? And
it was a horrific. It was a horrific interference to where Tucson's McCartney, I think, the way he ran into him, it was very obviously an interference, and Lazinski went shoulder first into the boards right in front of our seats.
Ugh.
And he was just hunched over on all fours, just sitting there.
Never want to see that.
No,
that's
it's awful.
Our first line center before playoffs.
He a top 5 scorer in the AHL. He's been insane. And then immediately after that, Fleming beat the dog shit out of McCartney. I
watched the video.
He beat him so hard that because they were in the middle of the fight, fucking Joe pulled his helmet off because he wanted a clear shot of this man's head. Joe pulled his helmet back, and it was hanging onto their wrists, and Fleming was just hitting him so hard that his helmet flipped onto the other guy's head as Joe was just beating the shit out of this guy.
Yeah, I was like, damn. I was like, why is that Tucson player wearing a silver chrome helmet?
Joe just wrecked this dude. And, very tightly played game.
Useful player, a lot of jam.
Yeah.
That's what I always say.
Yeah, exactly. Very tightly played game, very back and forth. We got lucked out because Montana Onyebuchi fucking Evander Kane Light took a dumb fucking double minor high sticking on Joe Fleming. Very tight game. And William Kamek scores the game-winning goal with like 23 seconds left on last night.
So fucking electric.
I
saw the clip and I was like, God damn.
Yeah, he was pumped. The team was pumped. They win in regulation, right?
Is that not the most Henderson thing this year? Being down 3 goals, then you just score
Clutch.
3, and then with 23 seconds left, you score again at even strength.
Yeah, and then tonight
to win in regulation,
exactly,
to help to get yourself one game closer to clinching a playoff
exactly.
spot.
And then tonight, you win, you're clinched, and
wasn't it another last minute goal?
It was literally I think a Coughlin or a Bowman goal with I shit you not, 15 seconds or less left.
It was, get this. This is not an official stat. I'm just reading Zach's text. 5-4 with 15 seconds left. Braden Bowman.
Yep. Came back and played.
And Jonas Ronberg also came back.
And Jonas Ronberg he has the most points in
franchise
HSK franchise history.
So
this
team has already looked really
a team that's looked disgusting and
really
has
offensively like unstoppable.
The most goals scored in the league by a good amount of goals, and you bring back in Braden Bowman and Jonas Ronberg.
Yeah. It kind of feels like the table is set for a deep playoff run for Henderson.
Lindbaum's been really good. Better than most and been getting key saves. Yeah, some high scoring goals. He played a back-to-back tonight. As much as you can hope for. But this is the first time in my full season ticket time. I think it happened to one other time, but that was during COVID. I'm like, I'm not gonna go to games during fucking the middle of COVID. This is the first full season in my entire season ticket holding that we've made the playoffs squarely.
That's only the second time ever.
Yeah, and it's realistically that if they win out and San Jose falters once, they could be in 3rd place. They're in 5th right now.
That's crazy.
That's how tight.
I know we bring it up all the time. I'm like, I cannot emphasize enough how bad last year was. When we were literally Googling what is the worst AHL record in history.
Bob's in the room. Bob remembers how horrific the Silver Knights were last year. It was a nightmare.
I feel like every game we went to, all right,
every game was a chore.
Another 6-2 loss, but I had fun.
Yeah, every game was a chore to be at.
At least we got out of the house.
And now, dude, they're in 4th or 5th. They could get as high as 3rd with a home playoff series.
That'd be great. I would love to see a single Calder Cup playoff game.
Yeah, and they're good. And Lachinski's a top 5 scorer in the league right now. And Connolly's been the rookie of the month for 2. We've had the back-to-back rookie of the months between Connolly and Hemmerling
this month, and then Hemmerling last month.
And Lavoie's the AHL player of the month. Lavoie's been fucking insane. You know what? The defense has looked with losing Seedoff to a trade. Brandon Hickey's looked pretty fucking good.
Yeah. Well, you get that veteran presence, right? And God, losing Seedoff hurts for the.
Sure.
I don't think he was ever going to go to the NHL, but
for the farm,
for the farm, that one hurts. He was a really steady defensive defenseman, but at the same time, Cormier's playing this year, and he looks fucking dynamic.
In the game we watched, he did get punched in the back of the head and didn't come back. That should have been a penalty. Let me bring something up. So Friday night, some new set of referees in the AHL game aside from one guy that's been there a lot. It was the first game I saw a female ref for the Silver Knights.
Female?
First game ever.
What? What is this?
First time. And, she's her first game with at least the Silver Knights. I don't know if she's refed any other AHL games. I don't care. When you single out a single ref because she's a woman for multiple other referees blowing calls, you're a piece of shit, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There are multiple Silver Knights fans yelling out honey or hit her because she didn't make a call when there was 3 other referees on the ice that could have made the call. She's not bad because she's a woman.
It's always valid to criticize the refs, but you should never do it because of their gender.
Yeah.
You know?
She was, I mean, in her defense, this girl was fucking moving. She was skating like the wind.
It's like, do you remember that movie A Knight's Tale?
Mm-hmm.
And like he takes his broken armor to the female blacksmith, and he's like trying to convince her to do it on a loan, basically, and she's like, no. And he's like, well, it's fine. The other blacksmith said I shouldn't have asked anyway. And she's like, what? It's because I was a woman. And like Heath Ledger like pauses. He's like, no, they said you're good with horseshoes, but you're shit with armor. The fact that you're a woman was never even brought up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it should be.
No, it literally, there was 3 other refs on the ice that could have made the call. And it was coming from.
How many fucking dog shit missed calls have we seen all season?
Exactly. Remember that call where that dude fucking called an icing on a penalty kill?
Yeah.
That was a grown ass fucking man.
That was a man.
I thought we were gonna fucking burn Lee's family farm to the ground.
I was gonna go to Lee's Discount Liquor, buy some grain alcohol,
and burn this man's
and then use it to burn Lee's family farm to the fucking ground.
That was the worst call I've ever seen in a hockey game. Yeah, they missed some calls. There's 3 other refs on the ice. Don't sing like that. That was pissing me off. Don't get me. As an aside, like just don't be a dick is what I'm saying. Like,
well, this is kind of a rednecky town, Alex, because we were at the Water Street Plaza watch party, and every time Carter Hart touched the puck, the couple next to me were like, I was like, okay, calm down.
The couple to the left of me were just like, you hear this like completely. That's a short, just making those noises. To the left of me, you hear, Carter Hart. The guy smelled like fucking bad fucking French onion soup.
Yeah.
Like, I leaned over to Bob. I'm like, you smell that? She's like, no, what do you mean? I'm like, it smells like a French onion soup from, like, Outback Steakhouse with, like, old cheese. Like, the bread's stale. The love is gone.
The grease is separated from the cheese.
The beef broth is fucking separated from the onions.
Yeah, so, again, and let's be real, none of those people care about goaltending. They just...
I know those people care about
they just want to give a middle finger to cancel culture or whatever.
And that's the thing that kind of kills me is like these are the people like they see a female ref and they're like they immediately think, oh, a lady ref, how can she be good? I'm like, have you watched the PWHL? Did you watch the Olympics, like the women's hockey Olympics? Like these women are great. These women are incredible.
I'm just like, what does that have to do with like knowing the rules? Like,
yeah. It like I said, she was this particular ref, like she was in the middle of like puck coming, she was hopping over, she was getting crunched by plays, and she was skating. She was a ref. Like she was doing her job. Yeah, she missed calls, but so did 67. So did fucking 8. So did all the other refs on the ice.
For literal years, we fucking what was that guy's name? Aaron. We learned that ref's name just so we could
67, and he
just so you know what? Torment him.
He was on the ice, and he didn't call those fucking penalties.
Well, Aaron, honey,
give me a fucking break.
Start calling Aaron honey. Start calling him sweet cheeks.
It was bad. I know it was bad enough to where Victoria, who never says anything about the refs, leans over to me. She's like, "I'm getting real uncomfortable about these people above us like making these comments." I'm like, I am too.
Yeah.
Like, if they say it again, I'm probably going to go up to them and be like, get on the fucking ice and call this game.
Like I said,
if you think you know better.
It is always acceptable to criticize refs for
absolutely.
Missing a call. Don't bring that other shit into it.
Don't bring the fact that don't bring the discrimination into it.
The fact that one's a woman shouldn't even come into it. But you can always call a ref blind.
Do you remember last season when
deaf?
Do you remember last season when
I want to be a ref?
When one of the refs was black and we heard behind us like some guy make a comment about it?
I don't remember that.
I do.
Awful, though.
Yeah, it was.
I was probably drunk.
Maybe, but yeah, someone made a comment about the ref being black, and I'm like that makes a fucking difference. Like,
don't tell Kai you chose that.
Jesus Christ! Anyways.
Anywho.
The Silver Knights have clinched the playoff spot. They could have a home game.
Well, that was we were talking about that I forgot how weird the Calder Cup playoffs are. It's like,
we were talking about this today.
The first round, it's like a best of 3, and like it's like the better team within a certain geographical distance or whatever. Like
they get all 3 games.
Yeah, like insane. I'm like, how badly would it suck if we finally clinch the playoffs just to not see a single game?
Just go to fucking Coachella for 3 games straight.
Yeah. Oh God. I have faith in this team. I think they'll whatever weird rule happens, they'll bring a game home.
But here's where we luck out is that our geography is great in terms of the Pacific, right?
Yes.
Because Calgary and Abbotsford are out. They're eliminated. And then you get the Barracuda, Bakersfield, Colorado, Ontario, us, maybe San Diego, and then Tucson. And so we're all within...
I'm researching the format, but keep going.
But we're all within a solid, 4 to 5 hours of each other, give or take. San Jose is a little higher, right? But we're not too far away from everybody in terms of travel. So we're a good central location. So, I mean, I really hope we get at least a series here. God knows I'm going to be at those, and I'll pay for my fucking tickets to be at those games. I just desperately want a Calder Cup series in that barn.
Okay, so it's a best of 3.
Mm-hmm.
The higher seed typically hosts at least 2 of the home games. But then Brian McCormick was saying something about the geographics. Let me see.
I wonder if it gets into terms of travel.
Yeah,
because I think the Pacific is particularly bad because they have that Calgary and the Abbotsford team because they're so far higher than everybody else. Because they just had to fucking take their Calgary. Had to take their team back to fucking Calgary instead of leaving it in fucking Stockton.
Yeah,
you gotta take them fucking 1,000 miles into the Canadian wilderness.
We're going to Banff.
Oh boy, you want to play in fucking wasn't KeyBank Arena or the fuck it is Scotiabank? Yeah, because you're gonna have 3 other fans in this watching you play fucking AHL hockey. Fantastic.
Okay, listen to this.
Got it. Let's go.
If Henderson finishes in the top 3, you skip the first round entirely. There's a bye to the division semifinals, and then you'll face a team that just came in from the play-in.
Mm-hmm.
If we finish 4th or lower, it'll be 4 versus 7 or 5 versus 6 in a best of 3.
Okay.
It just says the higher seed hosts at least 2 games.
Got it.
But I swear to God, the other day on the radio, Brian McCormick was talking about how the geography fucking affects it somehow. So if we finish 5th, we'll play the 6th seed. If we finish 2nd, we'll skip to the first round. Oh, okay, that's a bad example. This is ChatGPT. I'm not gonna lie.
So if we finish 1 through 3,
if we finish in the 3rd, we skip the first round essentially.
If we finish 4th through 7th,
we play a 3-game play-in.
Finish 3rd then, or hope
even then. I'm like
finish 4th.
Finish 4th. I'm like, we could beat. We've been watching it all year. We can
beat Tucson or San Diego.
Yeah, just did it this weekend. How high stakes were these games? And Tucson lost both of them.
Yeah, and we came back and we clutched them in the last minute. Now I'm extremely excited for these playoffs to start for the Calder Cup. Obviously, I'm excited for Vegas, but it feels like
Henderson's been in the trenches for a while.
Yeah, Henderson's been deep in the trenches. It also feels like Henderson's, I don't know, they just got it.
Well, because I was talking to Tyler at the bar today, and he was like, yeah, what was the turnaround? I'm like, I'll tell you right now, it's because we had fucking 12 rookies on the roster.
You got Ryan Clary.
Basically, our entire farm team that has been so dispersed across multiple colleges and junior teams, now they're all in one team.
Yeah, and Ryan Craig's a great coach. You bring up Hemmerling, and he's been great. Connolly's healthy, insane. Lavoie's come back and been insane. Lindbaum's been incredible. You at that 4th line group. Yeah, Fleming's younger, but they're all really clicking together. Of McLean and Fleming are this pair of just like fucking wrecking balls.
Yeah,
and you put Uchas or Brabenec in between them, and there's these two fucking
Sapavilov.
Sapavilov's been insane, dude. Cataford's been great.
Cataford's really turning into like this like quick, crafty like two-way winger.
Cataford and Ronan didn't even play against Tucson on Friday.
Damn.
Maybe they played tonight, but neither of them played, and they still won. Kamek's been fucking clutch on defense, dude. Like, he's played great minutes. Like we said, Hemmerling's been really good. Bowman coming back is just a massive. You're bringing basically
bringing Bowman in, who played like 56 games in the NHL this year.
Yeah, you're bringing 2 NHL bodies back in linebacker,
and then like we said, fucking Lucas Cormier looks like this super dynamic offensive defenseman that can just skate like the wind.
Jeremy Davies has been incredible.
He's been great. He's been great. One of the best pickups.
Yeah, I mean, this team is.
This is a good team.
It's really good.
It's crazy. Like the more it's crazy to say about Henderson. I'm like, this is like low key, like a stacked team. Like,
and then you can bring in guys like Riley McKay and Sloan Stanek, and guys that if you need them to come up and play, you can. But man, we're at an hour, but like, I'm excited for the Silver Knights. Like,
very excited.
This barn deserves a Calder Cup playoff. And
think of all those sad Tuesday and Wednesday games where we're getting blown out 6-1.
Well, I wanted to fucking shoot my.
We're just sitting there like, well, I know it's a weeknight, but should we drink?
Yeah, think of those games last 2 seasons where it's like fucking 4-1 or 5-1, and then we get up from our seats like
that silent walk to the parking lot.
Yeah, let's get up and leave, or like, oh, I'm gonna get up and go to the bathroom, and you get up at the top of the stairs, and the other team scores the fucking 5th goal, and you're like.
Yeah, then I just get a text from you like, actually, we're leaving. I'm like, okay, I'm coming up.
Right? And then now it's like, wow, they're winning. They're finding ways to win. Now, that's what, I mean, hey, maybe they're feeding off each other, right? Like,
hey, if they can both do it, that'll be great.
Yeah.
I have a little more faith in Henderson right now still. But I am cautiously optimistic for Vegas.
They got to keep going on the right path. They've got a few more games next week. We'll talk about it as we get closer to the playoff.
Whoever you play, just try to secure home ice in the playoffs. Like, hopefully Then again, we had home ice against Edmonton last year.
Didn't fucking matter.
We lost. Yeah. We lost both those games.
I mean, shit, we're only a point behind both of them. You could end up being fucking 1 Pacific and play...
Utah. I don't.
You'd play Utah. That's not good for us, right? I don't
want to play Utah.
I'd prefer being the 2 Pacific and playing Anaheim or Edmonton. I do not want to play Utah.
I don't want to play Edmonton either.
Yeah, I mean,
because we both have questionable goaltending, but
not a lot of choices.
But they have McDavid and Draisaitl.
Exactly.
I hate picking opponents, but
it's just so hard, right?
But I'm like I want to play Anaheim.
Because they're on the downswing at the right time.
Yeah, they're young, they're fragile.
Mm-hmm. You can
break them. Mentally.
You could break them. Yeah, totally. Right. But yeah, I mean, crazy fucking week and a half since we recorded. We
certainly hasn't been boring. I'll tell you that much.
We recorded on a Wednesday, and they're like, "Whoa, we'll talk about the team and be."
Well, yeah, because I remember thinking like, oh, it's a Wednesday. Like,
nothing's gonna happen.
Should I bring the portable gear to Tahoe? And I was like, nah, nothing's gonna happen. And let's enjoy our vacation, Alex.
We still enjoyed our vacation.
We did. It was fun.
But Jesus Christ.
Boy, did shit happen.
My favorite thing still to come out of that entire firing and everything. It was crazy. We're sitting there on the, very calm, quiet Lake Tahoe beach, looking at the sand, looking at the crystal clear water. Jacob's laying down in the sand, just like taking it all in.
I had my dogs in the water.
Dogs in the water.
Felt
We're all
good.
just kind of like hanging out and looking. Get a text message from my wife. Who's this John Tortellini guy? I'm like, yep, there we go.
Yep.
And you know what? This John Tortellini guy's doing a pretty good job.
I will say, I didn't want to see Bruce go, but like I've always been a Tortellini fan.
Here's my waking nightmare is Bruce gets hired by like Vancouver.
Oh, I'm waiting for him to get hired by Edmonton, bro. I'm surprised they didn't fire Knobloch the next
immediately.
Day. Or imagine fucking who else is up and coming in the conference or the division?
Seattle.
That would be a nightmare.
Seattle with Bruce Cassidy.
That's not a great.
He can make that team work.
That's not a great roster, but he could
squeeze
some juice out of him.
You get like fucking Yenny Nyman and Shane Wright to really get up there and going, and he's used to fucking Chandler Stevenson.
Yep. Oh shit. Fuck.
Unironically, that might be a team he goes to.
Let's not speak it into existence.
He needs to go back east because that's scary.
We shall not speak of it.
Anyways.
Stay gold, stay silver.
Stay silver. Calder Cup playoff run clinched tonight. Those boys are fucking playing somebody in the playoffs.
We'll find out who.
Waiting for my fucking playoff email. Better fucking get it within the next few days.
Yeah, 'cause we're going, bitch.
We're going. I'm paying for that shit. And also, I'm sorry, Bruce. I saw the back of your head at you're seeing your daughter skate at a Mackenzie River open skate night. I do apologize for Kelly McCrimmon's, autismo firings, but he's trying to save his job.
Well, at the end of the day, just remember these guys are all millionaires. They'll be fine.
They'll be fine. Anyways, stay gold. Get ready for playoffs. Shit's approaching quickly. We got two teams in the playoffs. It could be a lot worse. You could be fucking Winnipeg and not be in the playoffs, and also have the Manitoba Moose being one of the worst teams to ever exist.
Yeah, then you also live in Winnipeg
and Manitoba. So
yeah.
Or you could be fucking the Islanders and miss the playoffs. And
it was like 79 degrees and sunny today.
And Bridgeport moving to fucking Hamilton, fucking Ontario, where the fuck it was.
Yeah.
So, perspective.
Silver lining, one might say.
Yeah, silver lining. Hey, stay silver, but even better. On a 3-game win streak, stay gold.
Stay gold, stay gold.